last January, I ordered some art supplies from Five Below to try out, which I initially tested in a previous video. But in this video, I will actually be creating some art with a couple of those supplies, one of which is the round canvas that you see on the screen here. The second supply is a set of chameleon acrylic paints, which supposedly shift color, but I'll get to that later. This video is going to be split into two parts as it was getting quite long. So this first part is just going to be the quote underpainting process, so to speak. And then in the second part, you'll see me adding in the chameleon paints. So I'm starting this painting off by putting down just some sort of flat base colors for the chameleon paints to go on top of, since they are kind of sheer. I think if I used them on their own, everything would just look really streaky, and just generally bad. So I thought that it would be best to have a sort of solid base layer. I believe I painted this sometime last spring, so I chose sort of a bright, colorful color palette. And since the paints shimmer, they reminded me of that sort of like gossamer effect on butterfly wings, so hence the butterfly. I think I did look up some references on Pinterest and online just to get an idea for the general shape, and then just added my own spin on it. For instance, I think the pattern on the wings, like I made that up myself, as well as the lines of the antenna. Like if you go on my website, I think there's a drawing of a unicorn that I did where like the hair has like these little teardrop things on the end. That's something that I like to add into my drawings sometimes, so you'll see that like at the ends of the antenna. If it's not on my website though, then I'll put up a picture in the corner. At some point, I changed my mind about the pink at the bottom of the top wings and paint over it with a more lavender color. And looking back at it, I do like the lavender more than the pink. I just feel that it fits a little better with the rest of the colors. Also, I don't know if anyone else does this, but you'll notice that when I fill in spaces with a single color, I like to sort of outline the edges and small spaces, or like fill in small spaces with a thin brush, and then fill in the middle with a larger, like rounder flat brush. There's probably a better way to do this, but that's what always felt easiest to me when working with acrylic paint. For the green on the bottom wings, I wanted it to be in a sort of gradient, so I started by painting in the darkest and lightest parts, and then just sort of incrementally mixed in some of the lightest green with the darkest to get the two middle shades of green. For the outside of the wings, I wanted it to contrast with the rest of the painting, which was going to be very light and colorful, but I didn't want to just use like straight black since that seemed too harsh, so I went with like just a super dark blue that I had. I did mix in a few of the chameleon paints as well to try and get a sort of shimmery effect in the like dark part of the wings, but I don't think it worked that well. It probably doesn't show up on the camera anyway, so anyway. And then I also used this color for the body of the butterfly and the antenna as well. But anyway, that's kind of all I have to say on that, so as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time in part 2.